Emma Reynolds grew up in a modest, cramped apartment on the outskirts of town. Her parents worked tirelessly to make ends meet, often taking on multiple jobs just to cover the basics. Financial difficulties were a constant in her household, with the stress of overdue bills and uncertain paychecks looming over the family. Despite the hardships, Emma always had an inner drive that set her apart. She was a dreamer with a passion for business, and even at a young age, she would fantasize about building a company of her own, one that could provide the security her family never had. From the time she was old enough to read, Emma devoured every book on entrepreneurship and self-improvement that she could get her hands on. While other kids played outside, she would often be found in the local library, poring over stories of successful entrepreneurs who had overcome great odds. It wasn't just the allure of money that captivated her, it was the idea of creating something meaningful, something that could change lives. She knew that to achieve this, she would need to excel academically, and that's exactly what she set out to do. Emma's resolve only strengthened during her teenage years. At 16, she joined a youth entrepreneurship program at her high school, where she took her first steps in writing business plans and understanding basic financial concepts. Her passion was unmistakable, and her teachers took notice, often praising her for her ambition. But just when it seemed like her future was full of promise, a new wave of financial instability struck her family. Her father lost his job, and the family struggled even more than before. The reality hit hard, forcing Emma to take up a part-time job while balancing schoolwork to help support the household. Working long hours at a retail store, Emma still managed to maintain her grades. It wasn't easy, but the challenges only fueled her determination. She had her eyes set on earning a scholarship to a prestigious university where she could study business. To her, education was the key to breaking the cycle of poverty that had trapped her family for generations. Emma threw herself into her studies and extracurricular activities, joining every club and competition related to business and economics that she could find. Her hard work paid off when, against the odds, she secured a full scholarship to a renowned business school. When she arrived at the university, the reality of the vast difference between her background and those of her peers became apparent. Surrounded by students from affluent families who had access to resources and connections she could only dream of, Emma felt like an outsider. But rather than letting this discourage her, she used it as motivation. She doubled down on her efforts, attending extra lectures, meeting with professors during office hours, and seeking out mentors who could guide her. She also continued to work part-time to cover her living expenses, making her schedule grueling and her days long. Despite these difficulties, Emma's commitment never wavered. She became a regular face at entrepreneurship events and business workshops, constantly expanding her network and learning from seasoned professionals. She participated in startup competitions and hackathons, not just to win but to learn and improve her business skills. The setbacks only made her more resilient, and with each small victory, her confidence grew. While her peers enjoyed the typical college social life, Emma spent countless nights in the library, formulating business ideas and sketching out plans for her future company. The years she spent at university didn't just give her a formal education. They forged her into someone who was tough, resourceful, and unyielding in the face of adversity. Emma knew that her dream of creating a business wasn't just for herself. It was for her family and for anyone else who had ever been told they couldn't achieve greatness because of their circumstances. She was determined to prove them wrong, and this chapter of her life was only the beginning of a much larger journey. Graduating from university felt like the beginning of a new chapter for Emma Reynolds, full of hope and possibilities. Her degree in business administration, earned with top honors, was a testament to the hard work and sacrifices she had made. As she walked across the stage to receive her diploma, she felt the weight of her family's expectations and the dreams she had nurtured since childhood. She was finally ready to dive into the business world and carve out a space for herself. Eager to gain real-world experience, Emma landed her first job at a promising startup that was developing software solutions for small businesses. It seemed like the perfect fit, a chance to work in a fast-paced environment where she could learn and grow. She was thrilled to be part of a team that shared her passion for innovation, and she quickly dove into her role, contributing ideas and working long hours to help the company succeed. Emma felt she was right where she needed to be. However, it didn't take long for the first taste of harsh reality to hit her. The startup, despite its innovative ideas and talented team, was struggling to find its footing in a competitive market. They were constantly running out of funds, and morale was slipping as sales targets were missed month after month. The pressure mounted as the company burned through its savings and sought additional investors, but potential backers were hesitant to invest in a business that seemed unstable. The excitement that Emma had initially felt started to fade, replaced by the anxiety of an uncertain future. Emma's role quickly expanded as the company's problems deepened. She found herself wearing multiple hats, from marketing and customer support to even assisting in product development. The lines between job roles blurred as the small team desperately tried to keep the company afloat. It was an exhausting and chaotic experience, but one that provided Emma with a crash course in the reality of running a business. She witnessed firsthand how difficult it was to manage cash flow, retain customers, and keep the team motivated in the face of adversity. She became acutely aware that even the most brilliant ideas can fail if they are not backed by solid business strategies and financial planning. Emma had joined the startup with dreams of rapid growth and success, only to find herself in a daily battle for survival. The lack of resources was a constant struggle. The team had to make do with outdated equipment and software, and the company's marketing budget was practically non-existent. But what Emma learned during this time was invaluable. She gained insight into the many aspects of a business that textbooks don't teach: the grittiness of negotiating with suppliers, the heartbreak of laying off a valued colleague due to budget cuts, and the frustration of watching competitors with better funding eclipse their efforts. The final blow came when the startup's last attempt to secure funding fell through, leading to the inevitable announcement: the company was shutting down. Emma, along with the rest of the team, was devastated. It wasn't just the loss of a job, it was the collapse of something they had all poured their hearts and souls into. The failure felt deeply personal, and for Emma, it was a crushing blow. She had always believed that hard work was the key to success, but now she was faced with the realization that hard work alone wasn't enough. The closure of the startup left her with more than just the sting of disappointment. It left her in debt. Without a steady income, the student loans she had taken out to cover living expenses during her university years loomed over her. For the first time, Emma found herself questioning if she was truly cut out for the world of business. The self-doubt was paralyzing. Had she wasted all those years chasing a dream that was destined to fail? She had worked so hard to climb out of poverty, only to find herself back at square one. But even in the depths of her despair, a small spark remained. Emma knew she had learned valuable lessons, not just about business but about herself. She had come too far and overcome too much to give up now. As she cleared out her desk at the startup for the last time, she made a promise to herself: this was not the end. It was just a setback, and she would come back stronger, armed with the knowledge and experience she had gained. She would take the lessons learned from the ashes of failure and use them to build something new, something that would stand the test of time. Emma left the startup with a new sense of determination. She no longer viewed failure as the end of the road, but as a stepping stone to success. She realized that while she couldn't control the challenges that came her way, she could control how she responded to them. And in that moment, she made the decision to take control of her destiny. It was time to pursue her own vision, to start her own company and create something that could truly make a difference. Emma's decision to start her own company was made in the wake of the startup's collapse, but the path forward was far from clear. She had no savings to speak of and was still burdened with student loans. Despite these challenges, she refused to let the setbacks define her future. If anything, they fueled her resolve. She began by formulating a business idea that combined her experience in software and her passion for helping small businesses. Emma wanted to create a tech company that would help small enterprises manage their finances more efficiently, using software tools that were easy to implement and affordable. Emma's first step was to develop a solid business plan that would attract investors. She spent countless nights refining her proposal, drawing from the lessons she had learned during the startup's collapse. She focused on what had gone wrong and devised strategies to avoid similar pitfalls. Emma was determined not to repeat past mistakes, which included everything from budget mismanagement to lack of clear marketing strategies. She worked tirelessly, revising every detail of her plan until she felt it was foolproof. But deep down, she knew that even the best business plan wasn't a guarantee of success. Her next challenge was finding investors who were willing to take a chance on a young entrepreneur with limited experience. She attended countless networking events, set up meetings, and pitched her idea to anyone who would listen. The process was grueling, and the rejections piled up. Many potential investors saw her as a risky bet, doubting her ability to succeed where others had failed. Emma's confidence was tested with each rejection, but she refused to give up. Each no only strengthened her resolve to keep searching for the one person who would believe in her vision. After months of relentless pitching, Emma finally found a breakthrough. At a tech conference, she met an angel investor named Richard, who had a keen interest in helping young entrepreneurs. Richard was intrigued by Emma's business concept, but more importantly, he saw the fire in her eyes, the determination that set her apart from the others he had encountered. He asked Emma to meet him for a follow-up discussion, where she would have the opportunity to present her business plan in greater detail. The days leading up to the meeting were filled with anticipation and anxiety. Emma spent hours preparing her presentation, determined to show Richard that she was worthy of his investment. When the day finally came, she delivered her pitch with a mix of passion and pragmatism. She emphasized how her software solution could revolutionize financial management for small businesses, drawing from real-life examples of problems she had seen firsthand. She spoke with the conviction of someone who had lived through the very challenges her product aimed to solve. At the end of her presentation, she took a deep breath and awaited Richard's response. To her relief and joy, Richard was impressed. He appreciated not only the idea itself but also the thoroughness of her planning and the personal connection she had to the problem. Richard agreed to provide the seed funding Emma needed to get her company off the ground. However, he made it clear that he expected results, and there would be no further investment if the business didn't start generating revenue within the first year. Emma knew this was her chance, possibly her only chance, and she wasn't going to waste it. With funding secured, Emma threw herself into building her company. She named the business Finovate Solutions, reflecting its mission to innovate financial technology for small businesses. Her first priority was assembling a team. Drawing from her experience in the startup, she hired a small but skilled group of individuals who shared her passion and commitment. She knew from the outset that she needed the right people to help her execute her vision, especially in the crucial early stages. This time, Emma made sure her team was aligned not just with the company's goals but also with its values. She established a culture of open communication, learning from the mistakes of her previous employer. The initial months were intense. Emma and her team worked long hours, often late into the night, as they developed the first version of their financial management software. Every day was a race against the clock, with limited resources and high expectations. The stress was palpable, but Emma never let it deter her. She was constantly on the lookout for opportunities to gain traction in the market, from attending industry events to reaching out to potential clients. She even made cold calls to small businesses, personally explaining how her product could help them. The challenges, however, kept coming. Despite their best efforts, the first version of the software had numerous bugs and compatibility issues. Early user feedback was not as favorable as Emma had hoped, and some customers canceled their subscriptions within weeks of signing up. It was a difficult blow, but Emma refused to see it as a failure. Instead, she treated it as an opportunity to learn and improve. She personally reached out to the clients who had left, asking for their feedback on what needed to be fixed or improved, and used their input to guide the next round of development. Emma's perseverance began to pay off. After several updates, the software became more stable, and the team was able to add new features that users had requested. Customer satisfaction grew steadily, and word-of-mouth referrals started to bring in new clients. By the end of the first year, Finovate Solutions was not only meeting but exceeding the revenue target set by Richard. Emma's belief in herself and her mission had carried her through the darkest times, and now for the first time, she could see the company truly taking off. As Finovate Solutions started to gain traction, Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. The company was growing, and the positive feedback from customers encouraged her to push forward. However, just as things seemed to be stabilizing, new obstacles arose. The competition in the financial technology sector was fierce, with established companies launching aggressive marketing campaigns and introducing similar products. Emma knew that, to stay ahead, Finovate Solutions needed to innovate constantly, but doing so would require significant resources that the company was still struggling to generate. Cash flow quickly became a major concern. Although revenue was growing, expenses were piling up just as fast. Salaries, software licenses, and marketing costs consumed much of the income, leaving little room for expansion. Emma found herself spending late nights poring over spreadsheets, trying to find areas where the company could cut costs without sacrificing quality. It was a delicate balancing act, and each decision felt like it could make or break the business. She even had to consider laying off some employees, a thought that weighed heavily on her because she saw her team not just as workers, but as partners in the journey. Meanwhile, problems with the software began to surface again. New updates had introduced bugs, and a few clients experienced data integration issues, which led to downtime for their businesses. This was a serious blow to Finovate Solutions' reputation, as reliability was one of its key selling points. Emma took the situation personally. She reached out to the affected customers, apologizing directly and offering them temporary discounts and dedicated customer support to resolve the issues as quickly as possible. She knew that gaining a customer's trust took time, but losing it could happen in an instant. To make matters worse, an unexpected legal challenge arose when a competitor accused Finovate Solutions of infringing on their patent. The accusation was baseless, but it was a significant distraction at a time when Emma needed to be fully focused on stabilizing the business. The legal fees alone threatened to drain the company's already limited cash reserves. Emma had to quickly decide whether to settle the case or fight it in court. After consulting with a legal advisor, she decided to fight back. Giving in would have set a precedent that could open the door for future claims. Still, the process was exhausting and diverted much-needed energy away from growing the business. Emma's stress levels reached new heights, and her health began to suffer. She was working longer hours than ever, sacrificing sleep and personal time. The weight of responsibility was crushing, and for the first time, she questioned whether she was truly cut out for this. Doubts crept in, threatening to undermine her confidence. She wondered if perhaps her success so far had been a matter of luck, and if the recent setbacks were evidence that she was out of her depth. The pressure from investors added to her burden, as they were anxious to see results and were quick to remind her of their expectations. In a moment of self-reflection, Emma realized that she needed to adopt a different approach to handle the mounting challenges. She began reaching out to mentors and industry experts, asking for advice on how to manage cash flow more effectively, improve the software's reliability, and navigate the legal battle. This was a humbling experience for her, as she had always prided herself on being able to solve problems on her own. But Emma was starting to understand that true leadership involved recognizing one's limitations and seeking help when needed. With the guidance she received, Emma took several decisive actions. She secured a line of credit from a local bank, which provided some financial breathing room and allowed her to delay more drastic measures like staff layoffs. She also brought in a new head of software development to oversee the technical aspects of the product, ensuring that future updates were rolled out with greater stability and fewer issues. Lastly, she hired a public relations firm to manage the company's image during the legal dispute, helping to reassure customers and investors that Finovate Solutions was still a strong and reliable business. These steps didn't solve every problem overnight, but they marked the beginning of a turnaround. The new software updates ran more smoothly, and customer satisfaction gradually improved. The legal case was eventually dismissed after Emma's legal team presented evidence that the patent infringement claim was unfounded. With the lawsuit behind her, Emma felt like a heavy weight had been lifted, even though she knew there were still many challenges ahead. She understood that running a business was a marathon, not a sprint, and the road to success was rarely a straight line. Despite all the setbacks, Emma emerged from this difficult period with a renewed sense of resilience. The experience taught her the importance of adaptability and the value of seeking advice from others. She had come dangerously close to losing everything she had worked for, but she managed to steer the company back on course through a combination of grit, humility, and resourcefulness. Her team, who had stood by her during the most turbulent times, felt more united than ever. Emma made it a point to acknowledge their contributions, recognizing that Finovate Solutions wasn't just her company, it was a collective effort that belonged to everyone involved. As Finovate Solutions continued to stabilize, Emma realized it was time to shift gears and think strategically about future growth. The company had survived a storm of challenges, and now with the legal issues behind her and a solidified customer base, she felt an urgency to innovate and expand. Her focus shifted from merely keeping the lights on to actively carving out a larger niche in the fintech market. Emma was determined to establish Finovate Solutions as a frontrunner in the industry. One of the first initiatives she explored was the introduction of new features to the existing software platform. Emma listened intently to customer feedback, which often pointed to a need for more customizable options. Small businesses wanted flexibility in how they managed their finances, particularly as they scaled. Emma organized brainstorming sessions with her team, inviting everyone to contribute ideas. This collaborative approach not only inspired innovative solutions, but also reinforced the team's sense of ownership over the product. After several weeks of brainstorming and development, Finovate Solutions launched a new version of its software with enhanced customization options. The rollout was met with enthusiasm from existing customers and attracted new users eager to take advantage of the innovative features. Emma saw an immediate uptick in sign-ups, and positive reviews flooded in. The team's hard work was paying off, and she felt a renewed sense of optimism. However, With success came the challenge of scaling the customer support team to handle the increased demand. Recognizing that customer service was critical for retaining clients, Emma prioritized hiring and training additional support staff. She implemented a new training program that emphasized the importance of personalized support, equipping her team with the tools they needed to effectively assist clients. She even included a module on empathy and understanding, knowing that many small business owners were navigating their own challenges. Emma believed that building relationships with customers would not only enhance their experience, but also foster loyalty to the brand. As the software continued to gain traction, Emma began to consider the possibility of partnerships with other businesses. She saw an opportunity to collaborate with local accounting firms that served small businesses, providing them with exclusive access to Finovate Solutions' platform. This would not only boost their credibility, but also drive new customer acquisitions. Emma reached out to several firms, pitching the idea of a partnership that would create a win-win situation for both parties. After a few meetings and negotiations, she secured agreements with several firms eager to offer Finovate Solutions to their clients. While these partnerships were promising, they also brought a new layer of complexity to the business. Emma quickly learned that managing partnerships required clear communication and alignment of goals. She organized regular check-ins with her partners to ensure everyone was on the same page, sharing insights and addressing any concerns that arose. This proactive approach helped build trust and strengthen the relationships, ultimately benefiting all parties involved. However, just as things were looking up, Emma faced another significant challenge. A large competitor announced a major update to their software, including a highly anticipated feature that had been part of Finovate Solutions' development roadmap. Emma felt a knot in her stomach. This was a clear threat to the market position they had worked so hard to establish. In a moment of vulnerability, she gathered her team to discuss the situation. Instead of retreating in fear, Emma encouraged them to view this as an opportunity for innovation. During their meeting, Emma facilitated a creative brainstorming session to think outside the box and come up with unique solutions that would differentiate Finovate Solutions from its competitor. As the team exchanged ideas, an unexpected concept emerged. What if they not only focused on financial management but also integrated educational resources that empowered small business owners to make better financial decisions? This idea sparked excitement, and they began to envision a platform that not only provided tools but also knowledge, something that could set them apart in a crowded market. With the team's newfound enthusiasm, Emma allocated resources to develop this educational component. They started creating webinars, articles, and interactive tutorials that would not only attract new customers but also position Finovate Solutions as a thought leader in the fintech space. Emma collaborated with industry experts to deliver valuable content, ensuring that the resources would resonate with their target audience. As the educational content rolled out, Emma watched as the company began to flourish. New users flocked to the platform, not just for the software but for the wealth of knowledge and support it provided. Finovate Solutions was no longer just a financial tool. It had transformed into a community hub for small business owners, helping them navigate the complexities of finance while fostering a sense of belonging. With each passing month, the company's growth surged, and Emma felt a profound sense of pride in what they had accomplished. The challenges they had faced were still fresh in her mind, but she understood that overcoming adversity had forged a stronger, more resilient company. Finovate Solutions was not just a business. It was a testament to the power of collaboration, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of innovation. With Finovate Solutions thriving and the educational resources gaining traction, Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. However, just as she began to believe that the hard days were behind her, a sudden economic downturn sent shockwaves through the small business community. Many of Emma's clients, who had only recently started to recover from previous struggles, now faced new financial pressures. Reports of closures and layoffs filled the news, and the once promising landscape began to look bleak. As she monitored the situation, Emma realized that Finovate Solutions needed to act swiftly to support its clients through this crisis. She gathered her leadership team for an emergency meeting, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and resilience in times of uncertainty. Emma knew that her clients relied on their platform to manage their finances, and they needed more than just tools. They needed guidance and reassurance. Recognizing that many small businesses were experiencing cash flow issues, Emma decided to launch a new initiative, a series of free webinars focusing on financial management during economic downturns. The goal was to provide actionable insights and strategies to help small business owners navigate the challenges they faced. Emma personally reached out to industry experts and financial advisors, inviting them to participate and share their knowledge. The response was overwhelming. Within a week, Emma had organized a series of webinars that would cover topics like budgeting, accessing emergency funds, and pivoting business strategies to survive the downturn. She promoted these sessions across all channels, leveraging social media, email newsletters, and partnerships with local business organizations. Emma knew that visibility was crucial. The more people they reached, the more businesses they could help. As the first webinar approached, Emma felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. She wanted everything to be perfect, knowing that the stakes were high. The turnout exceeded her expectations, with hundreds of participants logging in from all over the country. Emma welcomed everyone and introduced the speakers, feeling a sense of camaraderie as she saw small business owners unite in their shared struggles. The experts provided valuable insights, answering questions in real time and addressing the specific concerns of participants. Emma facilitated the discussion, encouraging audience engagement and sharing her own experiences. She felt a deep connection with the attendees, understanding their fears and hopes for the future. The atmosphere was electric, filled with a sense of solidarity and determination. After the webinar, Emma received numerous messages of gratitude from participants who felt empowered and motivated to take action. Many shared how the information had provided them with a renewed sense of hope. It was a moment of validation for Emma, reinforcing her belief that Finovate Solutions was more than just a business. It was a lifeline for those in need. Encouraged by the positive response, Emma decided to extend the initiative. She scheduled follow-up webinars, diving deeper into specific topics like marketing strategies during a recession and leveraging technology to streamline operations. Each session attracted more participants, creating a community of small business owners who were learning from one another and finding strength in their shared experiences. However, while the webinars were a success, Emma also recognized the pressing need to adapt her own business model. With many small businesses cutting back on expenses, some began to question the value of financial management software. Emma convened her team to reassess their pricing strategy, ensuring that their services remained accessible without compromising the quality of support provided. During the meetings, Emma encouraged open dialogue, valuing her team's perspectives as they navigated this critical juncture. The discussions led to the introduction of a tiered pricing model that would allow clients to select a plan that best suited their current financial situation. This approach not only demonstrated empathy but also allowed Finovate Solutions to maintain a steady revenue stream while supporting clients during challenging times. As the weeks turned into months, Emma witnessed a slow but steady recovery among her clients. The webinars had built a sense of community and collaboration, encouraging business owners to share strategies and support one another. Emma felt proud to be part of this movement, knowing that she was helping others rebuild their dreams. Yet, Emma also learned a valuable lesson. While she could provide support and resources, ultimately, the success of each business depended on the resilience and determination of the owners themselves. She admired their grit and tenacity, realizing that they were fighting for their passions and livelihoods. In the midst of the ongoing challenges, Emma also made time for self-reflection. She understood that she had weathered her own storm and that personal growth often comes from facing adversity. Emma took a moment to appreciate how far she had come, acknowledging the hard work and sacrifices that had shaped her journey. It was a powerful reminder that resilience was not just a corporate value. It was a personal commitment to keep moving forward, regardless of the obstacles. As the economy gradually showed signs of recovery, Emma felt a renewed sense of hope for the future of Finovate Solutions. The road ahead was still uncertain, but she was confident in her team and their ability to adapt. Together, they had proven that even in the darkest of times, innovation, collaboration, and unwavering determination could lead to growth and success. As Finovate Solutions continued to thrive, Emma began to notice the ripple effects of their hard work. The webinars had not only solidified her company's reputation as a supportive resource for small businesses, but had also attracted attention from local media. Emma was approached by a regional news outlet for an interview, seeking to highlight her journey and the impact of her company in the community. Initially, Emma felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. Public speaking had never been her strong suit, and the thought of sharing her story on a larger platform was daunting. However, she recognized that this was an opportunity to amplify her message and inspire others who might be facing similar struggles. With encouragement from her team, Emma decided to embrace the chance to step into the spotlight. The day of the interview arrived, and Emma prepared meticulously. She researched the publication, familiarizing herself with its audience and style. During the interview, she shared her personal story, growing up in a financially struggling family, her challenges in starting Finovate Solutions, and the lessons learned along the way. Emma spoke candidly about the importance of resilience and the value of supporting one another in the business community. As she spoke, Emma felt a sense of empowerment wash over her. She realized that her experiences, once filled with uncertainty and doubt, had become a source of inspiration for others. The interviewer listened intently, asking insightful questions that allowed Emma to delve deeper into her motivations and the philosophy behind Finovate Solutions. After the interview, Emma felt a mix of relief and exhilaration. She had faced her fears head-on, and the experience had reignited her passion for helping others. In the following weeks, the article was published, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Readers reached out, expressing admiration for Emma's journey and gratitude for the support that Finovate Solutions had provided during tough times. With the newfound visibility, Emma began receiving invitations to speak at local business events and conferences. At first, she was hesitant, recalling her earlier struggles with public speaking. However, she understood that these events were an extension of her mission to empower others, and each invitation felt like a validation of her hard work. Emma accepted her first speaking engagement at a small business expo, where she would share her insights on overcoming adversity and the importance of community in entrepreneurship. As the event approached, Emma dedicated time to prepare, focusing on her key messages and practicing her delivery. She knew that sharing her story could resonate with others who were navigating their own challenges. On the day of the expo, Emma arrived early to familiarize herself with the venue. As she mingled with other entrepreneurs, she felt a sense of belonging, a community of individuals who understood the struggles and triumphs of running a business. When it was finally time for her presentation, Emma took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage, the bright lights illuminating the audience before her. As she spoke, Emma found her rhythm. She shared her journey, emphasizing the importance of resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity. The audience responded with nods of understanding and encouragement, creating an atmosphere of connection. Emma felt a surge of energy as she recounted the pivotal moments in her career and the lessons learned from failure. After her presentation, attendees approached Emma with enthusiasm. They thanked her for sharing her story and expressed how her words had inspired them. Emma felt a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing that her experiences could offer hope to others. Each conversation reinforced her belief in the power of community and the importance of supporting one another in the entrepreneurial journey. The recognition did not stop there. As Emma continued to speak at various events, her confidence grew, and she became a sought-after speaker in her region. She began to collaborate with local organizations, offering workshops and mentorship programs for aspiring entrepreneurs. Emma was determined to give back to the community that had supported her, and she found joy in helping others navigate their paths. Through her speaking engagements, Emma also forged connections with influential figures in the business world. She was invited to join panels, participate in discussions about entrepreneurship, and even contribute to podcasts focused on women in business. Each opportunity expanded her network and amplified her message, allowing her to reach a broader audience. Yet, as her visibility increased, Emma remained grounded in her mission. She understood that success was not solely defined by recognition, but by the impact she could make on others. Emma continued to prioritize her clients, ensuring that Finovate Solutions remained a valuable resource for small businesses. She encouraged her team to embody the same values of compassion and commitment that had guided her journey from the beginning. As Emma reflected on her growth, she marveled at the journey she had undertaken. The once timid entrepreneur had transformed into a confident leader, using her voice to uplift others. Emma knew that the path to success was not always linear, but it was the willingness to embrace vulnerability and share her story that had opened doors she had once thought impossible. Through her efforts, Emma had not only built a successful company but had also become a beacon of hope for aspiring entrepreneurs. She understood that each small business represented a dream, a passion, and a dedication to creating a better future. Emma's journey was a testament to the power of resilience, and she was determined to continue inspiring others to persevere in the face of adversity. As Emma Reynolds continued her journey as a successful entrepreneur, she found herself reflecting on the incredible transformations that had taken place since the inception of Finovate Solutions. Her company had not only achieved significant financial success, but it had also become a symbol of hope for aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners alike. With a deep sense of gratitude, Emma recognized that her story was not just about her personal triumphs but about the collective journey of many individuals who dared to dream and fight against adversity. In her growing role as a mentor and speaker, Emma was invited to participate in a significant annual entrepreneurship summit that brought together industry leaders, innovative startups, and aspiring business owners from across the nation. The summit was known for its empowering atmosphere, celebrating stories of resilience and collaboration. Emma felt honored to be among such influential figures and was eager to share her insights and experiences with a broader audience. As the summit approached, Emma dedicated herself to crafting a keynote speech that encapsulated the essence of her journey. She wanted her words to resonate deeply with the audience, inspiring them to believe in their potential and pursue their dreams relentlessly. Emma infused her speech with anecdotes that illustrated the trials she faced, the lessons she learned, and the importance of community support. She understood that every challenge she overcame was a stepping stone to her ultimate success. On the day of the summit, the venue buzzed with excitement as attendees gathered to hear from the lineup of speakers. Emma took a moment to absorb the energy in the room, feeling a mix of nerves and anticipation. She understood that this was her chance to impact countless lives, and she was determined to make it count. When it was finally her turn to speak, Emma stepped onto the stage, greeted by a sea of eager faces. The spotlight illuminated her, and she felt a surge of confidence as she began to share her story. She spoke of her humble beginnings, the obstacles that had threatened to derail her dreams, and the unwavering belief that fueled her determination. Throughout her speech, Emma emphasized the theme of resilience, how setbacks were not endpoints but opportunities for growth. She encouraged the audience to embrace their struggles, reminding them that adversity could be a catalyst for innovation and change. Emma's passionate delivery resonated with the attendees, and she could see their eyes shining with hope and determination. As she wrapped up her speech, Emma unveiled a new initiative she had been working on, a scholarship program aimed at empowering young entrepreneurs from underserved communities. The program would provide mentorship, resources, and financial support to help aspiring business owners turn their ideas into reality. Emma explained that she wanted to give back to the community that had supported her throughout her journey, ensuring that the next generation of entrepreneurs had the tools they needed to succeed. The audience erupted into applause, and Emma felt a rush of emotion wash over her. This was the culmination of her efforts, the realization that her journey was not just about personal success, but about creating a legacy of empowerment and opportunity for others. As the applause echoed through the venue, Emma made a silent promise to herself. She would continue to advocate for those who faced the same challenges she once did, ensuring that their voices were heard and their dreams realized. In the months following the summit, Emma's scholarship program gained momentum, attracting attention from local businesses and philanthropists eager to support her cause. With each passing day, Emma witnessed the impact of her efforts. Young entrepreneurs began to flourish, their ideas taking shape with the guidance and resources provided by Finovate Solutions. Emma felt a profound sense of fulfillment as she watched these individuals grow, knowing that she had played a part in their journeys. As her company continued to thrive, Emma also prioritized her own well-being, recognizing the importance of balance in her life. She learned to delegate responsibilities and nurture her passions outside of work. Emma began to explore creative outlets, such as painting and writing, which provided her with a sense of peace and fulfillment. One evening, while reflecting on her journey, Emma sat down to write a book, a memoir capturing the essence of her experiences and the lessons learned along the way. She wanted to reach a wider audience and inspire even more individuals to embrace their resilience and pursue their dreams, regardless of their circumstances. The process of writing the book was cathartic for Emma. She poured her heart into each chapter, recounting not only her triumphs but also her struggles and the moments of self-doubt that had accompanied her journey. As she wrote, she received messages from individuals who had been inspired by her story, affirming the impact of her work. Months later, Emma's book was published, and its release marked another milestone in her journey. The launch event attracted a diverse crowd, including aspiring entrepreneurs, community leaders, and supporters who had followed her story. Emma took to the stage once again, sharing her gratitude and encouraging everyone present to believe in their potential. As Emma looked out at the audience, she felt a deep connection with them, individuals who were united by their dreams and aspirations. In that moment, she realized that her journey was just one thread in a larger tapestry of resilience. She had become part of a community that understood the power of perseverance and the importance of lifting each other up. In the years that followed, Emma continued to build Finovate Solutions into a leading name in the technology sector while also dedicating herself to philanthropy and mentorship. Her legacy grew beyond business success. It became a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the impact of compassion in entrepreneurship. As she reflected on her journey, Emma felt immense gratitude for the challenges she had faced. Each obstacle had shaped her, teaching her valuable lessons about resilience, empathy, and the importance of community support. Emma Reynolds had not only transformed her own life, but had also inspired countless others to rise above their circumstances and chase their dreams. The story of Emma Reynolds is a powerful reminder that success is not solely defined by financial achievements, but by the impact we have on others. Through resilience, compassion, and unwavering determination, she had created a legacy that would continue to inspire generations to come. A legacy of hope, empowerment, and the belief that anyone can overcome adversity.